What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Podcast with Nick and Marty. How you guys doing today?
Well, if you are talking to me, because
I said you guys.
yeah, but
Oh, they can't talk back.
exactly,
I
man.
forgot.
So I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Pretty good. Can't complain. You know.
I just saw you a couple of hours ago because today we're filming a skit, and
Yes.
yeah, just saw you a couple of hours ago. So we're basically gonna fucking talk about the same shit that we already talked about today, but now we get to make it a little bit more fabricated. But people don't know that, right?
Oh, they don't.
Oh,
They're
fuck.
clueless on what's going on. It's okay though. We're here to entertain. We're here to teach. We're here to just brag, I guess. I don't know what we're here for, honestly. Why does the podcast exist to you?
That's a good question. To be honest with you, I think I had a different direction than you did when we first started this thing.
True.
And honestly, I feel like I more conform to your idea as opposed to you conforming to mine. But
How did they differ?
because I was looking at this in the beginning of more of like a structured thing where we would bring in random people, not all the time, but a lot of episodes we would bring in random people that were experts in certain parts of life that we don't really know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, which I still think we should do. I think it's an interesting thing. It's just something that we need to relate to. You know what I mean? Like I would love to have somebody that did Tour de France, which is biking and cycling, and I've honestly started getting more into cycling, so I'd love to hear their story. I'm sure you.
I wouldn't even know what to say.
I'm sure.
I wouldn't know what to ask.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at that point, that's where you got to do your due diligence as not the interviewer, but the host of the podcast, the co-host, and find out about that world. Just like if you were to say, like, "Yo, I know how much you fucking love Alaska and goddamn salmon," so you'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna fucking bring a salmon expert that lived out in Alaska for the last 20 years in the wild." I'm be like, "Fuck yeah, that's dope. Let's bring him in, and I'm gonna ask him some crazy shit. I want to hear his stories." You know what I mean?
Right.
But
yeah, that would be cool. We should probably plan to do that someday.
Fuck
Start
you. Now because I'm saying this shit on the podcast, now it sounds great to you?
No, but for real, I didn't like the idea at first, but I do see what you're actually saying now, and I feel like that's actually a cool idea to like just talk to someone that's an expert at something, and I'm sure we can make it entertaining somehow. But I did want to make the podcast more about us and just talk about our journey and our goals and our ventures to like this thing we call life. And that's why I thought it'd be interesting, because it's unique. There's no one else out there that's us, you know. So that's why I found that to be more interesting than us trying to find out someone else's life.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm glad we took this journey because it's made us better speakers. Even though we still suck, we're way better than we were a year or a year and a half ago when we started this. So we've gotten to the level.
Like I'm terrible.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I still feel like I'm terrible as well. But we've only gotten better in this past year and a half. I'm sure if we listen back to a podcast, our first podcast, we're going to be like, oh my goodness. Actually, that's not true because you would cut out a whole bunch of the audio.
Yeah.
So you would edit everything.
Edit the fuck out of it.
Exactly.
To make it sound at least comprehensible.
Exactly.
It was horrible.
But regardless.
The way it started.
It still sounded bad. And you edited it, so I could only imagine what it would sound like if you didn't.
Hey man, it didn't sound that bad.
I mean, that's because you edited again. But regardless, I'm glad we went that journey and that route, because now it's got us to this point where I would feel more comfortable in bringing somebody to the podcast and speaking to him. Somebody that's not necessarily our friend, but somebody that's more of an expert in a certain field or whatever the case may be, you know?
Plus, it kind of takes off the pressure, like to speak as much, since the person or the guest is speaking most of the time.
Right.
Because whenever we had a feature, like whenever we had someone else on a podcast, we would just be asking that person questions and they would just kind of talk about whatever, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah.
So
but
I kind of like that too.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I like I mean, at the end of the day, it forces us to learn how to keep up a conversation and how to be more entertaining in general, because it's
Yeah.
just you and a mic and your friend talking what's up. But also, it gives kind of more of an authentic, true version of yourself, because
Yeah.
people see our content and they form us out to be a specific type of person. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
with that being said, this gives us more of a transparency, and people are able to see who we truly are and where our ideas and values lie.
Right. Including our flaws,
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure,
Like,
for sure.
what's being more exposed in this? Because we barely like do any editing with this. We
We don't.
can't.
Yeah, we don't. We
Or
could
else
if we
it
wanted
would
to,
look,
but
yeah, but it would look just like a bunch of jump cuts, you know.
yeah, it
It
wouldn't be
wouldn't look
authentic.
authentic
Yeah.
for sure. And that's where we approach more of like the Rogan, Joe Rogan style,
Yeah.
to not, manipulate the content as much.
Right. Even
But
though
at the same,
it's kind of scary, because somebody else could take this content and these sound bites, just like I've
oh
seen of
yeah,
Joe Rogan, and
fuck
literally
yeah.
create whatever they wanted.
Hey man, it's gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
so. They're gonna make me sound
So what?
super racist,
So
or
what is
they're
going
gonna
to
make me
stop
sound.
that?
It's
Like,
not. It's
but
technology.
I mean, not like stop that, but what is gonna combat that, in the sense of, how do you prove that you didn't say those things at that point? Do you have to take like a lie detection test?
I don't know, because they could even fake videos, and
Right,
that's a
right.
problem.
They can. That's what I'm saying. Do you have to take like a lie detection test and then a
Mm. I
polygram?
don't think that's. I don't even think that's like all the way accurate either, because someone could be really good at lying
Yeah,
and
somebody
passing that
could,
test.
but you have to either be trained or just a fucking psychopath to do that. So
Yeah, still it's possible,
it's
but we need to
possible,
have a
yeah.
more accurate system where we can detect, you know, true information.
But at that point, still though, like, how much does that invade your personal privacy and everything? Like, you don't believe me. It has to get to the point where I have to either take a lie detection test or whatever form of test that tells you that I'm not lying to you. Does that not like defeat the purpose of trust?
Yeah, but since when do we trust each other or others?
I mean, I guess, but you trust somebody. And
Yeah,
somebody, it doesn't matter how evil or bad a person is, there's somebody out there that trusts that person, if you think about it,
yeah,
you
that's
know?
true. Yeah. I don't know. Some hard questions to answer, Nicholas.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Now we're deep in this. Now we're thinking and overthinking. What about like overthinking issues? Like, what do you do to deal with overthinking issues?
Dude, I have to stay busy with something. If I'm idle, bored, and just stagnant, not doing anything, my mind will go places. And most of the time, those places will be negative.
All right, you fucking serial killer.
No, I'm not saying like that. What the fuck? I'm saying like it's just thinking about my life and the flaws, the depressing parts of it, instead of focusing on the good parts, or just focusing on what I could do to switch my situation.
Right.
Come on, Nick.
Hey, man. Just checking.
What do you do? Exercise?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things. I honestly don't think like I overthink things, unless the thing
Yeah, you
is
kind of don't. I kind of envy that about you.
but the thing is like, I don't overthink things unless we're talking about, we kind of live a different life where we don't have a 9 to 5, so we just have projects, and when I have a big project with a lot at stake, that's when it's not necessarily that I overthink things, but I'm just
Hmm.
like, I guess in a way it's overthinking, but it's not overthinking to me. It's kind of like I'm locked in, I'm focused, like, what do I got? What am I missing? And there's so many shit that I got, so many things that I have to take care of, that I don't necessarily have a choice but to stay locked in. And also the fact that me and you, it's not like we just when we have clients, we don't just work with clients, we got to work our own personal stuff. And not only just our own personal stuff, but you're always trying to help me. I'm always trying to help you. You got your girl to help. I got other people that I help, so on and so forth. So you're always juggling these things around. So I don't know. I feel like it's
Yeah, but
not that it's
that sounds like you're pretty busy though, and that's what makes you not overthink. I feel it's
uh,
when you're not doing anything that you start overthinking.
so you're when I said overthink, I just meant overthinking in, because you could overthink somebody in a positive aspect, like I just said, when I have a big shoot coming up, that anxiety kind of forces me to overthink because my brain can't shut down. I'm kind of wired
Like
in.
you start thinking about like what could go wrong, so you can avoid
Not
the problem.
necessarily. I mean, sure, I think about what could go wrong as well, but it's not just about the negatives. It's almost like a preparation. Like, okay, I mean, if you think about it, it could be you just avoiding negatives, because I'm thinking about the equipment, I'm thinking about the crew, I'm thinking about the talent, I'm thinking about
Right.
the location, making sure everything's assembled, everything's in order, everything's in place, so that
Hmm.
nothing could go wrong. So I guess what you're saying makes sense, but I just don't think of it in like a negative aspect. I just think of like, okay, this is my to-do list that I got to get it done.
Right. So let's go back to the points of your life where you kind of had no money. So like you had to like you're living home with your mom, and like what are you thinking? Like how like are you not overthinking like when you're just home and you're kind of broke and you don't know what to do with your life in that moment instead of like right now, like you being busy with projects and stuff?
I mean, I never kind of, I mean, I'm sure I've had a moment where, life sucked and I've broken down, but I can't recall that moment as of right now. But for the most part, because I grew up playing basketball,
Uh-huh.
I think that was kind of my escape. And then I transitioned that into the gym and working out.
Right.
And working out and then running as well. I started running on a regular basis. And I feel like those things kind of, I don't know,
So
there's always
you
moments
turn
in
to
my day.
exercise pretty much to kind of get over that hump.
I mean, that's one of the things. I feel like another thing nowadays that de stresses me. Um, I mean, she could stress me at times, but my dog is a
Hmm.
very big stress reliever. Just seeing her makes me happy, and playing with her and stuff like that. She could be annoying and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I enjoy the responsibility. It's almost like a father thing. Like, I honestly would love to be a father if I was accomplished in my sense of accomplishment. You know what I mean? Like, if I was already 3 to 5 featured films deep and stuff like that, I'd love to be a father at this point in my life, and being able to really compensate for that. Having my own house and
Wait, so what if you won the lottery tomorrow, like $500 million?
I wouldn't have a kid immediately. I
You
would
wouldn't?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I was just testing it to see if it was like a finance
No,
thing
it's
or
it's
if it
not
was
it's not
actually.
money. Money is a part of it, but it's the mentality that comes with earning that level of income.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it is. And being able to manage that, you know?
Right.
But
Hmm.
yeah.
If you had one day left to live, what would you do?
I would take out a large loan from the bank to start off with for
Damn,
my
so
business.
you would leave this earth with debt for your family
Fuck
to pay.
yeah.
That's fucked up.
For my family to pay? Do they
Yeah, I
have to
mean they're
pay
gonna
it?
be, don't they?
I don't know. I think you can get around that shit.
You think so?
I think so.
Huh.
I
Maybe
definitely
if you
think
had
so.
kids, it would go to them. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. But see, my my, I guess, financial illiterate self would take out a large loan.
What would you do with
I
the
mean,
money?
either
And how
that,
much would the loan be?
either that, or because it's not like I could just sell all my shit one day and make a good amount of money and just do whatever the fuck I wanted, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. Well, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just take out a large fucking loan, and then if this debt stayed for my mother per se, she could just sell my shit and make the money back twice as much.
Right.
So
Ooh.
I mean, I
Okay.
wouldn't spend that much money. I only have one day. I'm not trying to stay in a plane and travel, you know.
Right.
I'm gonna do something around LA. Like I'll probably get a jet and go somewhere around these places, and then
I
you know.
wouldn't travel. I would get a jet. What?
Well, I'm saying like get a jet to go around LA.
To go to
Maybe.
Vegas?
Nah, fuck Vegas. I
Go
hate Vegas.
where? Where are you gonna go?
Maybe the fucking go to a beach and then go to
You could just
Mexico.
drive to a beach. We don't live that far.
I guess, man, but fuck it. I never took a jet, so I'm gonna fucking take a jet. Fuck it.
Take a helicopter. That's much
Yeah,
faster.
cool. I'll take a helicopter. Whatever.
See, I should be your advisor when you do have one more day left to live. So.
When I have a day left to live, I'm gonna call you and I'll be like, "Yo, Marty,
Yes,
I
will know
got
exactly what to do.
exactly. I got an X amount in the bank. What do I do?"
Yeah.
But I mean,
So
besides going to the beach, I would definitely go to the beach. I'll have a fucking blast, bro. I'll buy myself a shitload of I'll get all my friends that live around this area, and we would all go to the beach. I'll fucking rent a dope ass Airbnb, and we'll throw a lit ass party until I die.
wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
that sounds fun. That sounds like a good shebang. Like I'm going out with a bang.
You think it would be a lot of people there,
Um,
especially right now with the pandemic?
yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Hey man, honestly I wouldn't even tell them that I'm gonna die. How do you even fucking tell somebody like, yo, I'm gonna die tomorrow? I'm gonna throw this
Well,
party
that's a
though.
good reason for them to come.
Is it, or
I
is
would
it a good
say.
reason to not come? Because I'm be like, you probably got COVID if you're gonna die tomorrow.
No, 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 no. I would say like, no, I fucking made this bet. I don't know.
Yeah, they would never believe.
Yeah,
it.
because they would definitely want to know the reason of why you're dying. for
That's what I'm
sure.
saying. It's like, what?
Yeah. So I don't think that many people would come because of the pandemic. Plus, they'll be skeptical on
That's
what's
what
going
I'm.
on
That's
in your
why.
life.
That's why. If it was a planned thing, like the doctor was like, okay, you have a week to live, then I'll probably plan a party for next week. You know what I mean? Like a day before I die. And
Yeah, but you got a day, bro. What would you do? Still get an Airbnb and
yeah,
throw a party
I'll
with
still
people
get.
that?
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? I'm gonna spend this shit by myself. I feel like the best thing about life is sharing that moment with somebody else. It
Yeah.
sucks when you're alone.
I'd probably want to like rent out a yacht or something
That
just to
sounds
be on
lit.
the water. Yeah.
That sounds lit. But yeah, fuck it. Rent out the Airbnb with a yacht.
Yeah. Fucking have a bunch of liquor, bunch of weed,
Yeah.
bunch of anybody who wants to come. Come.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
No?
Nah.
Why not? Just document the whole thing. Film it. Film my last moments.
I probably would end up doing that, honestly. It's like, what's the repercussion? You're gonna die
Yeah.
anyways, and then you don't die. There's a movie like that the guy did everything, spent mad money, and then he didn't die, and found out that he wasn't going to die.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that was definitely
Well,
a plot to
is
a
it a
movie.
Nick? It's a what?
That's definitely a plot to a movie.
Is it a Nicolas Cage movie? It sounds like one.
It sounds like a Nicolas Cage movie. I've never heard
You know what's a
somebody say
Nicolas
that.
Cage movie that I really like?
What?
It's one called Next. I don't know if you ever saw it,
Next, I don't know.
where he sees 2 minutes ahead of 2 minutes ahead into the future.
I think I might have watched that, but I don't. That sounds
Bro,
super
that's
familiar.
literally
Is
that's
it?
literally one
When
of
did
my
it come
best,
out?
like one of my favorite movies.
When did it come out?
Damn, I don't know, in the 2000s, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're in the
But
fucking 2000s now.
well, like early 2000s. No, but like the whole plot is that he saw 2 minutes ahead of the future, so he can actually like gamble. Like he would know what the cards would be, if you went to Vegas and shit,
Right.
and like win a lot of money that way.
Right.
And also like if somebody was coming after him, he would be able to like leave the house in time because he would know that they're coming, and then he would play out different scenarios a bunch of times in his head and know exactly every single conclusion to a problem or to a situation. It's very interesting.
That is
Super
interesting.
interesting.
One of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies is War Dogs. Lord of
All
War.
right.
Lord of War.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Pretty
love
good.
that movie.
Damn, I haven't seen that in a minute.
That was a great movie. He
Yeah.
killed that.
What's that other racing movie he was in?
Racy?
Racing. Like 60 Seconds or something like that.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah, that was
Gone
a
in
good
60
movie.
Seconds.
That was a
Yeah.
good movie. Actually,
With Angelina Jolie, right?
was it? I forgot. Honestly, that
I think
movie
it was.
that movie honestly runs a blur. The only thing that I really remember was the bridge scene.
What bridge? Oh, right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that movie honestly is a blur. Man, my memory's so bad nowadays, bro. I don't know what the fuck it is. If I don't watch something,
don't know what it is.
I mean,
Come on, Nicholas.
I mean, I guess it's the weed. I guess it's the weed.
Oh man,
But bro,
you guess, but you don't think it has shrunk a shit ton since you started, or since you became active?
Nah, yeah, I definitely think it's the weed. But even besides the weed, I don't feel like I'd have the best memory, which the weed even makes it worse. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel like kind of the same. My memory is fucking terrible
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah, I feel like you're way worse than me, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it
Yeah.
depends. It just depends with what it is. You're just
Right.
bad with physical things. I'm bad with movie scenes and shit like that. Unless or names. I'm fucking terrible with names and people.
Yeah.
You know, these actors and all these other
Yeah.
people. I'm like, show me their face. I'll know them by
Right.
their face.
No, even when you do see their face, you don't recognize them. Because I
Yeah,
remember when
yeah, a
you
lot
first
of-
moved to LA, we used to hang around like North Hollywood area, and I'll be like, "Yo, that's that one dude who does this, and that."
Yeah,
Or
you're
like
right.
you would even follow the person, but you wouldn't recognize them in front of you if your life depended on it.
You're right. 100%.
Yeah.
That's something that I've always been, bro. That happens a lot in my life now that I think about it. Even in person, like you just said. Even with like
Yeah.
my friends, bro. There's a lot of times where I'm walking, but I'm just in my own zone. So if I don't see, there's a lot of times where I could be walking in the same direction or in the same vicinity as one person
Right.
that knows me, but I won't see them.
Damn, bro, that's so crazy. Because when it comes to that, I'm the exact opposite.
You are.
Everybody I run across, or even when I'm in the car driving by, I look at the person's face.
Yeah, you're oh my god, it's kind of weird that you do that because I remember multiple times where I'm driving and there'll be somebody
Yeah.
behind a tinted ass window. You're like, "Oh, that's so and so," or "Oh, that's David Dobrik," or "Oh no, that's so and so." I'm like, "What the fuck? How do you know? How do you know?" And then you'll be like, "Oh no, look." And then look, it's the same car or some shit. I'm like, "Wow. Fucking creepy."
Well, it's not the fact that it's creepy. I just pay attention to everybody I go across or encounter, or at least get nearby. I just look at people's faces, and if I recognize the face, I'm gonna point it out.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, that's a good
You just
quality.
don't pay attention to faces.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like thinking about your own shit.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I get it. But when it comes to people, I just like looking at people's faces.
It's exactly what it is with me and you, bro. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about my own shit, and you thinking about everybody else. That's why you lose your shit all the time. That's why I don't remember anybody.
That's true. Because I do tend to forget material things a lot.
Yeah.
Bro, I just bought this little fucking wireless. I even told you about it. I bought this little wireless mic that I absolutely fucking love, bro. I was like heads over heels for it. And I lost it after going to a shoot. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where is it? I don't remember losing that shit. But that's because I think my mind was somewhere else, you know? I was just paying attention to what the fuck was going on around me
Per
instead
usual.
of worrying about what I had
Yep.
with me.
Yep. That's funny
And that
because
does tend to
I know,
happen pretty often.
I know this shit hurt you like in the fucking heart Because you've told me this probably like 10 times already.
Yeah, man. I fucking love this little microphone that I had, and
I know
I
this shit hurt
fucking
you.
lost it.
And how much times you were bragging about that shit when you got it. You were like, bro,
Oh
I
man.
fucking love this shit, bro.
I recommended it to everybody that I fucking know, dude. I was
Oh
like,
my
you guys
God.
have to buy this little fucking lavalier mic or this little wireless. It's called the Rode. Let me just plug them in real quick because
For
they're
real.
amazing. It's the Rode Wireless Go. It's like two little squares like this, and they're like wireless, and they can fit anywhere pretty much. And I was in love with it. I fucking loved using it because it was so convenient. And I fucking lost the transmitter.
And you found out the hard way that you can't just replace the receiver and transmitter. You have to
Oh,
buy both
actually,
them
I
together.
could. I
Really?
actually emailed Rode, and they told me that they can sell me just a transmitter.
Really?
But I guess it's like a special order,
Right.
because they don't actually have it available on their website.
And
So
is
I
it
have
half the price?
yes. So
Ah, now
I'm
you
gonna end
now
up doing that.
you're fucking happy as hell now.
Hell the fuck yeah, because I
You're
thought I had
fucking
to buy the whole
happy.
system again, the wireless and receiver, or the
Now,
transmitter and receiver.
are you gonna get one for your girl too, bro, so she can step up her YouTube game, or is she just using yours?
For now, she's using mine.
Uh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I mean, I do have a pretty good setup, dude. I fucking
Nah,
love my camera.
no, yeah, I love it
I
too,
don't
bro.
mind it at all.
You have a great setup. I love, honestly, all of us have great setups. Even Larry, even though his, out of all of our setups, Larry's is a great setup. It's just fucking heavy. He has the heaviest setup. That's the issue with
Yeah,
me.
true. I try to convince him to switch to mirrorless, bro, because that's the new wave now.
Yeah, yeah,
And he's a Canon guy, so I'm sure he would love the R5 or the R6.
yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking about that C70, bro. That is a beast.
Oof, the Canon C70. Oof,
Yeah, that's a
that's a
beast,
dream
man.
setup right
Look,
there.
man, I'm excited.
I don't
Look,
think I would vlog with it, but I would
I
definitely like
same.
shoot some fucking shorts with it for sure.
Exactly. You could get some amazing footage on that. And look at us nerding out right now. This is getting a
I
little
know,
bit
right?
technical. But today I
Some people
also,
are like, oh god, ugh.
well, fuck it, man. Some people are like, tell us more about your equipment. Well, fucking
Yeah, I know.
today, I just got a brand new light, the Aperture Nova PC, some shit like that. I don't know, 300 PC. I don't even know the name of it, but it's basically it's kind of like the Aperture version of the RE Sky Panel, which if you're a filmmaker and you know the RE line, which makes amazing lights that they use in actual film studios, and the Sky
Yeah,
Panel is like industry standard. This new Aperture is amazing, and apparently they just signed a deal with HBO. They're gonna start producing this one massive show, and I think
damn.
Aperture is really gonna fuck up this industry.
You
Almost
love
like,
that brand, don't you?
I love it, bro. It's
You have
almost
like
like,
everything from Aperture.
I do. It's almost like Sony disrupted the film industry or the DSLR industry. Because if it wasn't for Sony, bro, we Canon would take so many years to upgrade their cameras, and when they would upgrade it, it would just be a little bit better,
But
a
wasn't
little
it
bit
Canon
better
that
here.
came out with a first DSLR that can record video?
Yes, it was, but I'm saying they kept it stagnant, and
Right.
they just,
They're a little slower to upgrade things.
exactly, and they want to make as much money as they possibly can.
Yeah.
So they kind of kept it slow and saw people were buying it until the what really changed the game was these Sony mirrorless cameras, mirrorless DSLRs. That's what kind
Yeah.
of made everything blast forward and the technology advance super quickly to the point where Canon saw, hey, we're losing a lot of these people. A lot of these Canon heads are transitioning over to Sony, including myself. I used to have Canons and I love Canons. To this day, I love Canons. I think Canons are amazing, but if I just have one camera for everything, it's going to be a
Yeah.
Sony. The reason being is because of the low light capabilities. I can
Right,
literally do
right.
everything with it, you know?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I shot a wedding last month in Houston, and I was just shooting with the Canons, and including the R5 and R6, which are like the newest mirrorless cameras, and there's no comparison between a Canon and a Sony when it comes to low light, because
No.
there's like certain scenes or certain situations in a wedding where there's like super dim lights and there's not that much light at all,
Yeah.
and the Sony could boost up the fucking ISO all the way, and the
Yeah.
Canon starts looking noisy. So it's like a big difference when it comes to low light situations.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, though, the functionality, the color science, and also just like the quality when it's well lit, I don't think anything beats it.
No,
Maybe in
I agree.
Alexa or something, or a Red.
I
But
agree
when it comes
that
to this type of world,
I agree with that. The
Canon's got the ball on it.
the color science of Canon is uncomparable to any other competitor in the market.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, I mean, unless you're getting into the Reds and shit like that. But
Right.
I'm talking about from Lumix to Sony's, those type of cameras.
Yeah. Hey, what was the last piece of constructive criticism you received, and how'd you react to it?
Hmm. Okay, I actually got a great story. Um, it's not necessarily a great story, but I guess I just fucking remembered
You love raising
it.
the bar, don't you?
I do. I just fucking remembered it. Well, so I always I'm always in search of working with new people that are talented and are just great at what they do. I love collabing with them. You don't have to have a lot of followers. You don't have to have more followers than me. If you're just good at what you do, I appreciate your art and your effort because I know I was at that level one day. And I only still on Instagram only got fucking 30K, so I'm a nobody. Um but there was this girl that I saw on this other Instagrammer's page, and when I saw the skit, I was like, "Damn, she's dope! Like, she's a dope ass actress." And so I hit her up, and I was like, "Yo, like, let's film something. I always have some ideas, and I'd love to have you in one of my skits." And she was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'm down. Send me your idea." So I was like, "All right, cool." I sent her the idea, and this is the first time this ever happened. I get this has happened before, but usually if somebody doesn't like my idea, like a girl per se, and I know exactly why this happened
Hmm.
before. Do you remember? This is a little side story, real quick. I did this one skit where I was sleeping. I wake up and a girl in lingerie just starts calling my name, starts giving me head, and then starts barking, and I end up waking up, and it's my dog giving me head.
Yeah.
So getting a girl for that video was hard because it's like, what girl's willing to do that?
Very provocative.
Very provocative, but what a lot of these girls don't understand, that the way that we filmed it is to make the girl as comfortable as possible. Like the scene that the girl was quote unquote giving me head, she was far away from me. You know what I mean? It just made it seem that she was closer to me.
Right.
But regardless, so explaining that to a girl and trying to get her involved was very difficult. So majority of the time, what would happen in that particular skit is I'll tell a girl the idea, I'll send them a script, and they wouldn't respond. I went through like 3 or 4 girls until I eventually
You
I found
probably
one.
look like a fucking
I
creep
look
wanting to
like
get these girls in bed.
I probably did because I mean that's another thing. There's a lot of influencers that tarnished this influencer name where people just want to fuck all these LA girls and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I get it.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Uh, so it's not just one person. There's a lot of people.
Right. No, no, no. Yeah, for
But
sure. A whole house.
exactly. But it's like because of that, those girls been through that experience, so they're probably like, oh, he's probably trying to do the same shit with these sexual ass skits, not knowing that I really I don't care to have sex with these girls. I just want to make some fire ass fucking content, which the video came out dope and it did fairly well with the girl that we did do it with. Shout out to Jamie.
Yeah.
So back to what I was saying, that was the B story. So back to the A story in hitting up girls, and what you were saying is the constructive criticism. So I hit up this girl, send her a script, which wasn't anything perverted or anything like that, but she just hit me back and she was like, "Oh, I don't like the script. Let's do something else." And I was
Oh,
like, "Oh fuck."
I've
But
never got that before.
I've never got that. The thing is kind of, I guess my ego got tickled for sure. off the rip. The reason being though is because she didn't give me like, oh, she
A
didn't give me a
reason.
reason exactly. She was just
Right.
like, I didn't like it, let's do something else. So to me,
Yeah.
and you know,
And you're like, what don't you like about it?
but I didn't even want to get to that. I was like, you know what? I've never had this, so I didn't know how to react. I was like, damn, like I've never had a girl challenge me on my script. You know what I mean? It's not like I could
Mhm.
just do the script with somebody else, which which I can.
Corona.
Thank you. Which I can't weed. Which I can, but it was just I guess the way that she said it, where it was like, oh, I don't like it, let's do something else. But the fact that she
Yeah.
said that she wants to do something else meant to me that she was like, okay,
It's
she
not you, it's your script.
I guess. So I got tickled, but I was like, all right, let me send her another script. So I sent her another script, and she did the same thing.
Get the fuck out.
She did the same thing, and I was like, oh fuck. So that's when I was like, okay, so you write the script. Let's see what you got. You know what I mean? Like, what's your
I'm gonna
idea?
deny that shit when I fucking receive
Yeah.
it.
I mean, my first instinct was for sure like you want to be like, okay, it's almost like a, oh, so my shit's not good enough, so let's see what the fuck you got.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everybody has different opinions and different visions per se. Sometimes I feel like I can struggle with writing down my idea compared to what my actual vision is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But regardless, she kind of gave me that same energy. Was like, I don't like it. What else you got? And then I was like, okay, what do you got? Since you want to do this, you still want to do this. What do you got? What's your idea?
You
Let's,
flip the table on her, huh?
yeah. So then, uh, she came up with something which I guess
That you didn't like.
I I didn't I didn't accept it, but I didn't accept it in a way nicer way that she didn't accept mine. You know what I mean? I almost
Did
made
you
it
give an explanation why you didn't like it?
exact. Well, I the idea that she gave to me, I was like, it's gonna take too much work to do all that. You know what I mean? So I want to simplify it. So I guess I did give her a reason for it.
Wow, Nick simplifying. Never heard that.
Hey
Sounds like an
man,
oxymoron to me.
hey man, I'm getting better. Okay, so I ended up writing another script, and she loved it, and she was like, all right, let's do it. But then she ended up, something happened, and long story short, we couldn't shoot it, and I ended up meeting her in Miami, and we came up with a whole new script that was even better, and I think it's great. So she challenged me, and at the end of the day, I wouldn't have gotten to the point that of creating the script and coming up with that idea if it wasn't for her challenging me. So I
Right.
appreciated that. And then when we actually met on set, because we had never met before, and that's always the thing, when you actually meet the person, it's a totally different vibe. You actually get to
Yeah.
see how this person is, because like I said, a lot of these girls, especially if you're a good looking girl, you're
Right.
thinking like, this dude wants to fuck. And I don't blame you, because I'm sure a lot of dudes act that way. So I don't blame you for acting that way. But then once you actually get to meet the person, and they see what type of energy you bring, and that you're actually really here to be serious and about your work, this is the thing that I always get whenever I'm working with a new person, especially a new female. They're like, damn, you really got like all like your shit, like you got a whole bunch of professional stuff, because they're used to working with people that just pull out their iPhone or whatever the case may
Right.
be.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So when
Yeah,
they,
it's a total different impression when you
totally
meet
different
up with
impression.
them in person, for sure.
Exactly. So they're kind of coming in with an expectation of, oh, he's gonna fucking shoot with his iPhone, but he makes the shit
Right.
looks crispy. But
Yeah.
in reality, they come in and they see that no, there's like a camera operator. Maybe a lot of times, or at least there's gonna be one extra person filming it and doing sound and all this other stuff. We have wireless lavs and all this extra shit. So it's a whole different thing when they actually get to shoot with you. So
Yeah.
after shooting with them, continuing that relationship and working on newer projects becomes easier and easier.
Right. Yeah, but that's crazy. I've never had that happen before.
Me
Which I
neither.
would actually like. I'm not to brag or anything, but I would just like actually like for that to happen, just like it did for you,
Bro,
and like make you learn something from
and
it.
to be honest with you, like I said, I'm glad it happened, and I
Yeah,
respect the shit out of this girl, and I think she is an amazing, amazing actress. And
dope.
she knows that shit. You know what I mean? She knows she's a
Yeah,
fucking dope ass actress, and she helped me. She fucking like when we were filming, she was like directing me on my acting on like certain things. Like, hey, this. But when she was doing it, see, because this is what it goes back to. She was actually explaining to me the reasons why you do this and why you don't do that and things like that in acting. She didn't do that necessarily with the script, you know, because things could be interpreted differently when you're texting somebody, you know. I could read
yeah.
it like I didn't like that, or she could have written it like, oh, I didn't like that, and I could have read it like, oh, I didn't like that, and in my head I'm like, the fuck, you know what I mean? So
It's like that one Key and what is it? Key and P? Key
Key,
and Peele?
Key and Peele.
Yeah, that one sketch where they're like reading it out loud what the other person is texting them, but like they're misinterpreting it the whole fucking time.
I don't think I've watched that one, but that sounds really good. I gotta
Oh
watch
man,
that.
it's like exactly like that. It's
I,
like they're just like nonchalant texting the other guy, and the other guy is receiving it as if it was like aggressive, you know.
right.
But
That
yeah, that's pretty much what happens in texting. Is like things get like that's why I can't even argue in text, bro, because the person might take it the wrong way,
yeah.
and that just fucking takes it like it grows even more, the problem instead of
Yo,
trying to solve it.
I'll never forget a story. See, I forget who told me. I forgot if it was you or if it was Larry. I think it was Larry, but I think Larry told me, but you did it. There's this person that we used to work with, and I don't know if it was you or him that texted in all caps, and they responded like, "Are you yelling at me through text?"
I don't remember that.
So then that was Larry. Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. He said that he accidentally texted somebody in all caps, and then the person responded was like, "Are you yelling at me through text?" And it was like a client type person.
Right. Oh wow. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
It's funny because even with Larry, people misinterpret it. Like people misunderstand him in person as well.
Well, yeah, that's because we
Sometimes people
we
like
know
look
Larry.
at it
That's why we understand him.
right.
Because Larry could be a very passionate person, and I feel like
Yeah.
I could get to that point as well, where I get very passionate
Right.
about something.
Yeah. And I feel like I have a little sprinkle of that as well.
Nah, you're
And
a passive little bitch. You don't do
I
that.
no, but I have seen someone get like offended, deeply offended by Larry, and he like absolutely didn't mean no harm.
Multiple times.
Multiple times, and I'm like, damn, bro, I guess it's just the way you said it made it seem like
Like
you
people
didn't
cut
care.
relationships with him over stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Damn.
Yeah,
We gotta get him on, bro, so he could explain some of these situations. Cause, bro, it was so funny just to witness this, bro.
yeah.
I mean, at the time, it was all obviously like frustrating, and
Right.
but
Like what
now
the fuck
looking
is
back at it
happening?
is like exactly, yeah.
I'm sure that person regrets it years later though.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
that's what it is,
Yeah.
man. But let me ask you this. I mean, you're not really that interested in like fighting and shit like that. So, you're not really gonna watch this Conor McGregor fight coming up this weekend, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like me fighting. I was like, only
Nah.
if I drink Bud Light or something. Yeah.
Look, at least you know that. At least you know that. So, that's a little side thing for the audience. This man gets super angry when he drinks Bud Light. So I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
what
it
it is
is.
about Bud
Yeah, I
Light
don't know what it is either. He tried to fight
that
us
makes
multiple
me.
times. I guess I
But
never.
I don't know if I still get like that. That was like a while back.
I don't want to test it to be honest with you, but I mean I don't know if I ever said this on video, but I know I've said this on audio before, so I guess we'll retell the story for video. But this was back. Shit, I wasn't even. We weren't even 20. I wasn't even 21 yet, and we were in Florida, underage drinking, having a party of our time or a party of our lives. And I remember we went to this party in Hollywood, Florida, and when we left, Marty was blasted off Bud Light, and we were walking down the
That
hallway.
just that doesn't even sound right. Like,
What?
how could you be blasted off of Bud Light?
You drank a lot,
It's
bro.
so light.
Yeah, but you drink a lot. Still, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter how light it is. If you drink like 8 of those bitches, especially if you
yeah,
don't eat, I don't know what the fuck you didn't do at the time, but you were skinny as hell back then.
right. Oh my god,
Exactly.
I
So
was.
it didn't take that much to get you fucked up. That's why.
Yeah,
But I don't know what it was that you got angry, but we were literally walking down the hallway and you just looked at our friend Larry and you were like, "Hey Larry, fuck you. You think you're the shit, don't you?" And Larry, like me and Larry were like looking at each other like, like, okay, Marty, like when are you gonna laugh? Like, you're funny, like, we're just fucking being dicks to each other, haha. And you didn't laugh. You just kept going like, "You fucking piece of shit. I'll fuck you up right now. I'll fuck you up right now." And then Larry kind of saw that you were being serious and that you're really intoxicated.
oh fuck.
Bro, it was just funny, bro, because you wanted to fight him, but you didn't at the same time. It was
Right.
weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
And then a couple of months later, you drink a shitload of Bud Light again and you get fucked up. And this time it's me and 3 other people. And you start coming at one of our friends, Brian, and you
Right.
start talking shit to him. And then I intervene because you were saying some dumb shit for no reason. And then you started like talking shit to me. And then you started talking shit to Cliff too.
Oh
And then
man.
that's when we were like, "Marty, shut the fuck up, or else we're all gonna beat the shit out of you."
I know.
And that's
Fuck.
when you kept quiet. And you were like, "Fuck you guys."
I don't know, man. I don't. Maybe I was going through some shit, and that was like a good excuse to lash out on you guys. I don't know. I honestly don't remember like why I did that.
Yeah, I don't know either,
Yeah.
man. But I don't ever condone you drinking Bud Light.
Yeah. Now my tolerance is so high up that
Yeah, because
it's
you
like
fucking got
I
fat,
don't.
bitch.
Whoa. Calm down, Nick.
Yeah, we fat shaming this fucking podcast. Do some goddamn exercise, huh?
You really think I got fat?
You got chunky, man.
Damn, dude.
You're not fat, but if you don't, you're in that fine line, man. In that fine line. But
Our
hey,
friend Dro is constantly mentioning how fat I got.
nah, you definitely gained weight. You didn't get fat, but you gained weight.
Right. No, for sure.
But I am glad that you did say at the beginning of this year that you're cutting off sugar, which is a big thing. Since you already don't exercise, just by cutting off sugar is a huge thing.
Yeah. Did I mention that in the podcast?
I don't think you did.
Not right.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cut down sugar this year. See what
That's good.
happens.
That's good. It's
Yeah.
funny because you haven't had too much sugar, and this past weekend it was your girl's
Oh
birthday,
man.
and so
I kind of got pressured too, though.
I pressured you. I was
Yeah,
like,
you definitely did.
I was
Thanks,
like,
Nick.
wow, you're not gonna eat birthday cake for your girl's birthday when she's giving you the first slice. Wow, that's fucked up. And then you just kept looking at me with this awkward ass laugh. But in the inside, I saw what was going on in your eyes. You're like, "I fucking hate you. Shut the fuck up." But I can't say anything because my girlfriend's right there next to him. So she's just looking at me, waiting for me to fucking bite this cake.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for that, bro.
I live for those moments, bro. I live for moments
I
where
know.
where
Bro, and it's so fucking annoying the way you do it sometimes. I'm like, bro, this is not the time or place to do that right now. And you still fucking do it, dude. It's
Bro,
so annoying.
I live for those moments because it's those moments that it's complete checkmate. You have no moves that you can do. All you can do is just sit there like a fucking pawn, and then I just get to play with you.
Speaking of which, have you seen that new series with the checks or the chess? Queen's Gambit or something like that? Is that what
No,
it's
on
called?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Bro, I just started like a couple days ago. I just
Good.
have one more episode. It's
Oh,
amazing.
fuck.
So dope.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck
Super
you. I'm
dope.
not watching shit that you recommend because I keep recommending you shit. And
What do you
still...
mean? I watch all your shit that you recommend.
Oh yeah, Bodyguard. Fuck you, Marty. Don't you ever tell me you watch all the shit that I recommend. I've been recommending you the same shit. Hold on,
let's go back on that.
No. Let's not go back on that, because that's the same
stuff.
shit that I've been telling you for the past year. Since quarantine, not year. Since the beginning of this fucking quarantine. Almost year. It's about to be March. I've been telling you. I've watched this shit in the beginning of quarantine. And I've been telling you. And you still haven't watched it. And you start like 5 different series. You always tell me like, oh, I just started this new series on fucking Apple TV. Oh, I just started this new one on Hulu. Oh, you don't fucking have Hulu? You should sign up so you could watch this new series that I'm watching. You fucking dick.
I should get started. It's because I'm watching those series that
yeah, and then you're gonna finish Queen's Gambit fucking tonight probably, and then you're gonna start a whole new series next week or tomorrow. Sorry,
bro. You should watch Your Honor on Showtime. So good.
I'm not watching, bro. I'm telling you, I refuse to watch anything that you tell me to watch until you watch Bodyguard.
So let's make a deal. I'm gonna watch Bodyguard. Okay. And then once I watch that, I'm going to tell you how great it is.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it sucks.
Whatever. And then once I do that, you'll start watching the shows I recommend?
I watch the shows you recommend. I just gave it a fucking pause on my subscription over here, a Marty subscription, because he doesn't watch shit I recommend. So I'm like, all right, fuck this guy. This guy doesn't want to watch anything I recommend. I got to watch everything he recommends.
Bro, that's the only show that I haven't watched yet. Everything else you recommended, including documentaries, I've watched.
Look, Marty, it doesn't matter, because this show specifically, I've been telling. I could think of other things.
Could you? Doesn't seem like you can.
One Child Nation.
Yeah, I watched it. It's a documentary on the China people throwing away babies.
You watched it, or you just remember me talking about it?
No, I watched it.
All right.
I said China people. Oh my god.
You did. You racist fuck.
China virus. China. Okay, I think that is all the time we have for today's podcast. Guys, thank you so much for listening or watching this on YouTube. Please subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed this episode.
If I watch this goddamn podcast and I see a cut in that, I'm gonna fucking snitch on you.
What do you mean? What cut?
If you cut off that part right there,
I'm not gonna cut that.
I was about to say.
That in. Guys, if you listen to this on Spotify, hit that follow button. And follow us on Instagram at Marty and at Nick. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe if you want to buy some merch, we have some merch available at the merch store, which is merch.com. And anything else, Nick?
Thanks for watching. We love you guys. Thanks for sticking around and following us on this journey to nowhere.
All right, guys. To nowhere? What do you mean?
I'm fucking staying right here. Nah, I'm fucking staying stagnant.
Nah, dude. Come on, man. We gotta go. We gotta move.
I guess so.
All right. See you guys next week. Peace.